She came to the house. She asked if she could come over for dinner and bring Andrew. They had something to tell us.
Yeah.
And
which doesn't happen all the time. We need to have a meeting.
So you kind of come up with your own suspicions, but to hear the words come out of her mouth, it was definitely just shock.
And I think that I saw everybody in just a vulnerable position. I mean, everybody was just uncomfortable. I mean, it was a very trying time.
And so all I could think was, this, I cannot believe this. How can this be happening? They break up, she's moving on, boom.
And for a mom, you're just like, oh my gosh, this will change your whole life.
We got put in a really uncomfortable position, and we got to watch someone we love walk through the hardest walk of their life and make some of the most difficult decisions.
I was in this relationship with this guy. We were in love, and I thought everything was great, and it ended up to the point where I had found out that he was being unfaithful to me, and so we'd broken up. And 2 weeks later, I found out I was pregnant. I had no clue what I was going to do yet. It was just like, okay, I'm pregnant. I don't know what's going on with my, ex-boyfriend at the time. I mean, I started feeling like, does this mean I have to get back together? Does this mean I have to have a baby now? Does this mean I have to be a mother? Does this mean I have to drop my whole life? And that's the first thing you think about is, okay, I'm not ready to be a mom. When I tried to imagine what it would be like to, raise a child as a single mom, it just didn't make sense. There was just something inside me that was saying, no, this isn't how it's supposed to be.
She could have really taken an easy road, if you will, or maybe an easier road, and either not had the baby or have maybe been more focused on herself, that she didn't want to deal with hurt, so she was going to keep the baby.
I can see now how people would just decide to have an abortion because it seems like the easy way out. Because I know that when it first happened, that was one of the first things I thought of. But then it was like, you start realizing how much you're going to have to compromise yourself to do something like that you don't believe in. And I just felt so strongly God telling me that this family wouldn't have a baby if it weren't for me. And, this baby wouldn't have an amazing family if it weren't for me. Not saying that I don't think I could have been a good mom. I mean, that was a hard thing of saying, giving your own flesh and blood to someone else saying, I'm not what this child needs. I mean, that's really hard. It's very, to kind of humble yourself and say, I can't be the mother that I want to be for my own son. But it's true, that's love. I really just learned what true love is.
She's a really different person, and really different. She grew up in a year and a half, she grew up 5 years.
And it makes me smile, and the only reason it can is because the Lord gave me joy through this whole thing.
It was very easy to look at Tiffany in a different light and say, this is a grown-up adult who now understands repercussions and really wants to make the best of her life and do what's best for herself, but really most importantly for the child.
Because I don't know what the future holds. I don't know how he's going to be as he grows up. But I know in my heart that he has a better life this way than he would have if he was with me.